everyone! Welcome to Souped Up Recipes. I'm Mandy. Today we're making Cantonese-style braised beef, 老爸焖牛腩. This is super classic and popular. You find it everywhere. In high-end restaurants, they serve it as a centerpiece on the table. In fast food places, this is a popular takeout dish. It is so delicious that street vendors even sell it as a snack. How crazy is that? They give it to you in those little paper cups. I used to get it all the time. Oh, I miss it so much. All right, let's get started. I have got here some boneless beef ribs, which is the best cut for making this recipe because it has the perfect ratio between the fat and the lean meat. It also has plenty of silver skin, which tastes amazing once properly cooked. We need 2.5 pounds of beef for today. This is the last package of boneless beef ribs in the supermarket, so I paired it with some beef chuck, which works great as well. Just cut them into 1-inch cubed. You can also use beef shank, bone-in short ribs, bottom sirloin flap, fatty brisket, oxtail, even beef tendon, which is my favorite because once it is braised well, it becomes soft and gelatinous. Super delicious. We are going to blanch the beef. Fill a pot with water. Add your beef in, along with a 1/4 cup of Chinese cooking wine. 2 scallions. I tied them into knots. 2 inches of ginger, which I sliced thinly, and ½ tablespoon of Sichuan peppercorns. Turn the heat to high and bring this to a boil. If you see any foamy stuff floating on top of the water, skim it out by using a fine sieve. Mine is looking pretty good, so I'm just taking out the spices and the aromatics. Remove the beef from the water and set it aside. Before we get to the braising, let's quickly make a sauce. 2 tablespoons of zhuhou paste, which is must-have. Without it, it is not Cantonese style anymore. 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. 1.5 tablespoons of pure peanut butter. It makes the soup a bit thick and creamy. 1 tablespoon of Sichuan douban jiang. 2 pieces of fermented bean curd. Crush and mix it well. Although any types of fermented bean curd will work, I'm using the Cantonese style, nanru, which is preserved with red yeast, so it has that red color. I'll link this product in the description. Add 3 tablespoons of sugar. Incorporate it thoroughly. This is a very thick sauce, and it doesn't need to be sauteed to activate the aroma, so I am not mixing it with the soy sauce for now, as it will dilute the texture. We'll reserve the soy sauce to add later. Just in case you want to know, here are the package of ingredients that I use. I'll link them in the description. I like to use a clay pot to do the braising, as it retains the heat really well and redistribute it to the food slowly. Turn the heat to high. Add some cooking oil, about 2 tablespoons. You don't need to wait for the clay pot to get hot. Just directly add the aromatics and the spices. 6 cloves of garlic. 2 inches of ginger, which I sliced it thinly. 1 piece of star anise. 2 pieces of bay leaves, 1 piece of cinnamon stick, 1 piece of orange peel. Mine is aged and preserved, so it is much more complex. You can use fresh ones if you want. 4 pieces of gancao, also known as licorice root. It has a strong, sweet aftertaste, which helps to gentle all the spices. If you don't have it, you can use 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds as a replacement because fennel seeds also have a sweet aftertaste. A small piece of dried galangal. Fresh ones will also work. a couple pieces of red dried chilies. Stir everything for a couple of minutes or until the surface of the garlic is slightly golden. Like that. Add the sauce. Keep stirring for a few minutes to activate the aroma. The beef goes in. Keep mixing until every piece is coated nicely. Make sure you use the spatula to scrape down the bottom so nothing sticks. This smells like heaven already. Add 4 to 5 cups of warm water. Doesn't need to be very hot, but don't use cold water because you don't want to shock the beef. The amount of liquid should be able to cover all the meat. Bring this to a boil. Give it a taste just to see how much soy sauce do you need. I used 4 tablespoons. Drizzle in some dark soy sauce for the color. Turn the heat to the lowest and let this simmer for 2 hours or until tender. Before we move on, let me introduce you to today's sponsorship, Souped Up Recipes Clay Pot. I know clay pot may sound new to you, but it is a traditional cookware in Chinese cuisine. It has a high heat capacity. The material retains the heat, then redistributes it to the food slowly and evenly. The heavy-duty wall allows for better browning and caramelization. Then you can maintain low and slow temperature on the stovetop or in the oven, perfect for making soup, stew, pot roast, and congee. It can also handle simpler tasks such as boiling noodles, wontons, and dumplings. I love the blue top and the hammer design. It functions as a beautiful serving piece that keeps your food warm on the table. If you want to buy it, the link is in the description. Go check it out. Alright, let's get back to the cooking. 40 minutes before the beef is ready, we'll prepare the daikon radish. You may wonder, why am I double peeling the radish? I have been trying this recipe ever since I moved to USA because I just miss it so much, but I failed many times. Then I found out that the daikon radish in the USA is not as sweet as the ones that I had in China. It is more on the bitter side, and it gives the soup an unbearable bitter aftertaste. The skin contains even more bitter element, so it is very important to double peel the skin and blanch the radish as well, which we will do that in a second. Cut the radish into big chunks by using the roll cutting technique. This is the must-have ingredient for beef stew in Cantonese cuisine. Its unique, mild, peppery taste pairs really well with the beef stew. However, if you don't like daikon radish or you don't have access to buy it, use potatoes instead. Bring some water to a boil and add your radish in. Let it blanch for a few minutes. As I mentioned before, this will remove the bitter taste. If you live in China, you may not need this step. Take the radish out and transfer it into a clay pot. Give a gentle stir and bring it back to a simmer. Taste to adjust the flavor because I want to be accurate after I added the daikon radish. I used about half teaspoon of salt here. Continue to simmer for about 20 minutes and you are done. That looks so good. I have been waiting for this. The whole house smells incredible while braising. There will be a layer of beef fat above the soup. You can skim it if you don't like it, but I will keep it as it is. Let me show you how tender the beef is. I can barely pick it up. If I use a little more force, the beef will just break apart. This goes perfect with white rice. You can also serve it with noodles. That would be a super hearty and soul warming dish. I'm just gonna eat it on its own because I can't wait. The beef is no doubt super delicious, but I actually like the radish more. It's so soft and slightly sweet. It was white, and now you can tell how flavorful it is by its brown color. I hope you give this a try soon. As always, you can click the link in the description and find the printable recipe. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends and families. That really encourages me to continue to make more delicious recipes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!